Hi, channel. So today we are going to talk about getting your insurance license, either through doing that from a health and life insurance license or a PNC license. Now, I have had my life and health license, producer license, for almost 20 years now. And that is really what I can speak to. I have not gotten my property and casualty license. So I'm not sure on how all of that works because I've stayed on the group insurance side, if you will. So I have had my license for over 20 years. I actually looked that up and calculated that out the other day. And it is amazing how long I've kept my license up. I can say that for me, it was one of the best things I did for my career, especially as a female. Um, Everyone knows that the insurance industry is, back in the day, was predominantly male individuals, and that has certainly changed now quite a bit. Many women hold their insurance licenses. You can have a insurance license if you are going to work on the broker side, which are the individuals who help a employer group find the insurance and secure that. They usually work on all lines of coverage, from dental, life insurance, long-term disability, life insurance, all that. Or you will need it if you are going to work on the carrier side, and that is the actual insurance company that is holding that insurance policy, if you will. So that could be a medical insurance carrier, a life insurance carrier, etc. Um, and then if you obviously have your own insurance company, on the PNC side, you'll have a license to secure property and casualty insurance, so your homeowner's insurance, auto insurance, things like that. And then if you're going to sell Medicare insurance, Medicaid, all those kind of things, supplemental plans, you'll need the health and life insurance license as well. So there's a lot of reasons why people do that, but as I said, for me, that was one of the biggest game changers for me in my career. And it's why I have chosen to keep up my license. I have worked on the broker side, the carrier side, and the employer side, and even and doing other things as well. Even though I have not been, regularly in any of those lines of work, if you will, I've always kept my insurance license up. Now, when you're on the employer side administering benefits and insurance plans and things, you really don't need it. There's no reason to have it, but I have chosen to keep my license up, and it has been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Plus, when I got so when you first get your license, you have to, go through the classes and then sit through the exam. Well, the exam is pretty tough. I did mine obviously 19 years ago, and I have heard that the exam is much harder. So that is why I have chosen to keep mine up, so that I don't have to re-sit for that exam. So, but that is why I have chosen to keep mine up. Now, I will do some screenshots of different ways to go about this. So, when you first get your insurance license, you will go through the coursework and the exam, and that is through Kaplan Financial Education. And I'll put a screenshot of the website here. So you can access classes in order to take that exam, the study materials, things like that. Now, when I did mine, I think I actually sat in class and went through the coursework. You got help in taking the exam and things like that, and then you sat for the exam. But now with COVID, this all might be, on the website, virtually, through webinars, things like that. I'm not sure because obviously I don't have to do that. But I will put a link to the website up on top. So, now that I have my license, every 2 years I have to renew that license, and that is showing the Securities and Exchange Commission and the I think actually that's like more for your securities licensing and things like that. But it lets the Department of Insurance, all of those things, know that you are in compliance on your education to hold your license. And that requirement is 24 hours every 2 years. So I have to take continuing education on a variety of different topics that I can choose, but I have to do 24 hours in a 2 year period. So, of course, I wait till the last minute, and then I'm having to run around and do it, whatever. But, so when you do that, to take the coursework for that and to get your CE, it's called Continuing Education Credits, you can also do that through Kaplan University. There is a way you can pay for an all access lines of coverage where you can have access to, the PNC courses, the life and health courses, the financial securities industry coursework. And I think it was like $59 or something, where you can go out and do all the classes online. It's not instructor led. You unfortunately have to read through all of the material. It's timed. Some of the classes are 2 hours, some are 3, 4, whatever. And if you want to sit there for that long, that's totally up to you. But they are timed. You will have to move through all of the material, and then there's, quizzes in between, and that at the end you have to take essentially a final exam and pass it by 70%, or you don't get credit, or you just keep taking the exam until you pass. There's also a way that you can do classes via the web through a webinar with a instructor led. It is a live course, so it is, sometimes they tape them, but I'm not sure on that. But it is instructor led, and you have to sit there again. Usually they're 4 hours long, which is good. It's a good way to, knock off a whole chunk load of hours. But they are more expensive. You do have to pay additional for those. And at the end of the class, you just say that I attended the class, I was present the entire time, and you don't have to take an exam. So that is the benefit to that, in that you don't have to, sit there, take the exam and whatnot. So that is also, so I've kind of like done both. I've, if I feel like doing something on the weekend for a couple hours, I, have the all access lines that I'm able to do it that way. And then if I want to knock off a bunch of time, I will sign up for individual webinars and then get it done that way as well. So that's kind of nice. And then as you get done with the course, you get a certificate of completion. And then it is also recorded with the Department of Insurance, so that they know that you passed the exams, got the credit, and then they keep track of all of your credits that you've earned. Well, once all of those credits get earned, they get reported up to a company or site called SIRCON, SIRCON. And that is the arm that will keep track of all of your CE credits. What you do, and so if you are on the broker side, an insurance company or carrier, they will most likely have somebody in their compliance area that will assist you with all of that. They will, make sure that all of your credits are up to date, and they'll even pay for the renewal of your license as well. In most cases, at least that's how it was when I was in those situations. But if you are, doing your own thing, if you've changed industries, you really don't have someone that needs you to have your license per se, then you will have to renew that on your own, and then all of those costs are on you. So the last time I think 2 years ago when I did my renewal, I think it was maybe like around $130 to renew my license. And again, that's every 2 years. So keep that in mind. So what you will do is when you go out to the SIRCON site, And I'll put some pictures here of kind of like how you navigate the site and kind of work through things. So, what you will do is you will go out to the Circon site, which I will put a picture here. And then you will click on the button that says renew or reinstate your license. And there's a bunch of bars that go across, and you just pick whatever one you're wanting to do. And then you click on, now this is to make sure that you are up to date on your hours, because you obviously can't renew your license until you're updated on your hours. So what you'll do is you'll go to the continuing education transcript inquiry, and you will key in your state of residence or where your license is, your license number, and your last name. And then the site will search for your license. When the site pulls up your license, it will look like this, and it will show all of the coursework that you completed and the credits that you earned. You can see it'll have all of the classes on where you earn those credits. So if you did some through Kaplan, if you did some through another agency or whatever, that'll all be listed. When the transcript pulls up, it will have a check mark at the top. It'll be green, and it'll show that you are in compliance on your hours. If you're not in compliance, there'll be a red X, and it will show you how many hours are left to complete, or what hours didn't, you didn't get credit for. Because if you take too many of the same classes, they won't give you credit for. There is one class that you'll need. It's an ethics course, and if you take, too many of those, you don't get credit for those. So you really kind of have to watch what you're taking and make sure that you're getting the credit for those, so that you're not stuck at the last day. I will tell you this, not that I've done this, but don't wait until the last day of your renewal to check all this stuff out. Start your renewal classes early. Make sure you're getting them done. Keep going out to the Circon site to make sure that all your hours are recording properly, so that you're not left at your end of your rope and the last days and you have nothing else to do to renew your license. So typically the license renews at the end of your birth year. So, and that's every 2 years. So whatever date you were born in the month, that you have to get that all done by the end of the month. And yeah, so that is about it. I can certainly go into greater detail if you would like, but, yeah, for anyone that is considering working in the insurance industry or is thinking about possibly maybe, having their own insurance company, I can tell you just from my experience that the insurance field has been the best thing I've ever done for my career. In fact, I've been in it so long that I don't even know what I would do if I wasn't working in the insurance industry in some capacity. So, I just feel that I have learned so much from being in this industry. You learn about so many things that pertain to real life, like risk analysis, making sure that the premiums coming in are covering the risk going out, working with numbers. I've learned so much about, I'm not really good at math, but, just because you're working with math and the numbers have to equal, right? Like the numbers tell a story. And if they don't equal or they don't seem right, it's not right, and I don't think you need to be like a mathematician or a statistical whiz, to get that. If your numbers don't equal or they don't tell the right story, there's something wrong, right? So, yeah, and especially for women, if you are looking to do something different, a great way to make money, I would really suggest looking at the insurance industry and getting your license, because the doors just totally open for you. Back in the day, I also held my Series 6 and 63 license because I was talking to customers about some more whole life insurance policies and things that more had to do with the financial planning aspect. And I wasn't selling those products, but I would talk about them. And so the carrier I was with had us have our Series 66 and 63. And those are for the Securities and Exchange Commission. They are more for the financial planning side of things. And it took me a while to pass those tests. Like many times, I think one took me at least twice, and the other one took me like 3 times to pass. But when I had those, I thought I was the you know what. Like, I thought I was the smartest cookie going. And when it came time that the company didn't want to, continue those renewals for us, we weren't really doing anything with the license, to be honest. And so when they stopped covering those, I was really kind of bummed out because I had spent a lot of time studying for those. I held those licenses for at least, maybe 5 years or so, 3 to 5 years. And so it was kind of a bummer. And I could have, kept that going on my own, but, there was no reason for me to continue that because, I wasn't selling those products. So, but like I said, it's just a really sense of accomplishment when you have that license, when you can pass the test, when you go through all of the continuing education, because that is no small feat either. Like, I mean, obviously, it's easier if you go through this on through the years and do your coursework and get your credits done, as you go through the year. But it is not a easy task to get all of that classwork done, comprehend what you're learning, and things like that. There's also different ways that you can earn credits too. Some carriers will have seminars that will allow you to get credit that way. There are maybe some broker events that you can attend where they will give you credit for some of that as well. And then if you are interested in getting your CEBS designation, CEBS, I believe it is, you can study for that. That is more around employee benefits and administration and laws and things like that. And if you sit for some of that coursework and get your different exams with that, you can get credit that will go toward your license as well. So, lots to think about there, but I don't want to keep you on for very much longer. But yeah, if you are looking to get into the insurance field, this is something to definitely consider. You will, like I said, need a license, and then you'll need to renew that every 2 years. So hopefully this information was helpful for you. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, we will talk about a different topic. Take care, and hope you learned something today. Bye-bye.